The Wanda Beach murders remain one of Australia's most chilling and infamous unsolved cases, capturing the imagination of many for over 6 decades. It all began on January 12, 1965, when two teenage girls, Christine Sharrock and Marianne Schmidt, set out for a day of fun at Wanda Beach in Sydney's western suburbs. The sun was shining brightly that summer day, casting a golden glow over the bustling coastline, filled with picnickers and families enjoying the holiday. Christine, aged 15, was known for her lively spirit and infectious laughter, while Marianne, just a year younger, was her close companion, eager for adventure. They had gone swimming earlier, their giggles echoing across the waves as they splashed and played in the surf, oblivious to the dark shadows lurking nearby. Later that afternoon, they decided to take a walk along the shoreline, collecting shells and sharing secrets in the warm sea breeze. As the shadows grew longer and the crowd thinned, a sinister presence crept into the scene, unseen by the carefree teenagers. Their bodies were discovered the next morning, brutally assaulted and left lying among the rocks and sand that so often symbolized innocence and leisure. The police investigation that followed was exhaustive but fruitless, bogged down by limited forensic technology and the primitive methods of the time. Detectives scoured the area for clues, interviewing dozens of witnesses, but the witnesses' accounts conflicted, adding to the mystery rather than solving it. The community was shaken to its core, mourning the loss of two young lives cut tragically short and fearing the possibility of a serial killer at large. Rumours swirled about the identities of the killer, with many pointing fingers at local residents, though no concrete evidence ever surfaced. One leading theory suggested the involvement of a lone predator, possibly a drifter passing through, given the lack of apparent motive or connection to the victims. Another darker speculation posited the case as the work of a disturbed individual with a penchant for violence never caught or identified. Over the years, the case went cold, but interest in the Wanda Beach murders persisted, inspiring books, documentaries, and countless theories. Advances in forensic science, including DNA analysis, reignited hope that the killer might someday be caught, but the evidence had long since deteriorated. In recent years, authorities revisited old leads and re-examined the scant remains of evidence stored in the archives, seeking new answers. Despite these efforts, the identities of Christine and Marianne remain unknown, their young lives forever frozen in time at Wanda Beach. Their families never received closure, their grief compounded by the relentless passage of years and the persistent enigma surrounding the case. The beach itself, once a place of innocent joy, now carries the weight of tragedy, a somber reminder of the night that changed everything. Local residents often recall the hushed whispers and fearful glances that characterized the community in the immediate aftermath. Some remembered seeing a strange figure lurking near the dunes, while others recalled hearing odd noises at night that could never be explained. Yet, with no witnesses willing to come forward or definitive evidence, the case slipped into the realm of police folklore and urban legend. The media coverage at the time was intense, with headlines splashed across newspapers, fueling public fascination and horror. Photographs of the crime scene captured the stark reality of violence, forever etched into the collective consciousness of those who saw them. It was a time when forensic science was in its infancy, lacking the DNA testing methods that might have identified the culprit decades later. The community held silent vigils and memorials for Christine and Marianne, their names becoming symbols of innocence lost. As the years passed, many wondered whether the killer had simply vanished into the night, leaving behind only questions and despair. Some believed that new technologies and renewed police interest might eventually crack the case, reuniting families with the truth. Yet others feared that the killer had simply slipped away, never to be caught, continuing to haunt the darkest memories of Wanda Beach. In 2018, renewed optimism arose when a cold case review identified new leads, but progress remains slow and uncertain. Despite the passage of time, the story of Wanda Beach endures, a haunting reminder of the vulnerability of youth and the limits of justice. Today, the site of the murders is marked by a simple plaque, a quiet homage to the young lives tragically cut short on that summer day. Families of the victims still await answers, hopeful that someday the truth will finally come to light and bring them peace. The case continues to fascinate historians and true crime enthusiasts, a tragic chapter in Australia's dark history. From the shadows of the past, the Wanda Beach murders remain a stark testament to the enduring mystery of that fateful day. And so, the story lives on, whispered in the wind and remembered by those who refuse to forget the innocent lives lost.